This segment is sponsored by the Real Estate Top Performers. I am joined by Judy Glazer, Mimi Arnold from Century 21 Redwood, and also Carrie Reel from the Mortgage Link. Thank you all for being here.
Good morning.
Carrie,
How are you?
let's start with you. You have a great deal of the day for us.
Deal of the day. Any purchasers, refinancers want to take advantage of a 30-year fixed rate at 3.5%,
Wow.
0 points with a 3.647 APR. So very, very low fees, and we've got callers waiting.
Yep,
Got
so you
people
call now,
staffing.
right?
Call now, please,
Okay.
and we're waiting there for you to take your phone
That's
calls.
quite a deal, 3.5%.
Very
That's
low.
good.
Still very low.
Yeah.
Time to take
So
advantage of
It's
it.
been a good stretch of time here, right?
Yes.
So you know something's going to happen if we've been sitting on that for a while. So call
know,
now.
right?
Call now. Judy, we were talking a lot about people who are in transition with their house. Something has happened, an event in their life, out of their control. What are some of those situations that you help people through?
Yeah, so at this stage of life, people are going through all sorts of transitions. One of the ones that we see the most with our friends are divorce. Unfortunately, over 50% of marriages, maybe more at this point, end in divorce. And because it's such an emotional time for people, they're not always thinking about the financial aspect of maintaining their house.
Right.
And that's really what we're talking about. It's not necessarily getting them to sell the house, but making sure that all the work is done before they have their marital agreement, their separation agreement in place. Because after that, it's too late. Then you may do the title search and things like that, but before then, the only thing that's being used is the appraisal. The appraisal doesn't guarantee the condition of the home. It doesn't guarantee title. It doesn't tell you whether or not there's a HELOC on the house, which Carrie can speak to. There's so many things that, we think about. We want to keep our children in place. We want them to continue going to the same school. We want to maintain the house. But is that really going to be financially viable for the house spouse, the person who remains there after the divorce? And secondary, is the person, the out spouse, going to be able to purchase another home at that time when they're ready to move on with their lives? So, we're able to do the due diligence, the house homework, if you will, that the lawyers don't do. And if they did do them, their rates would be much more than ours because we don't charge you to do that. So
It's enough to navigate through a divorce, and to be put in this position when you deal with your marital home. I mean, you can feel like an untrained astronaut being sent on the space shuttle to Mars. I mean, what are you going to do? So it's you need to have a good team in place, have all these checks and balances, and make certain that, if there is a home equity, hypothetically, the other spouse isn't using it without your knowledge. If you're only on deed and title and not on the mortgage, to make certain the payments are being made. And these are all just things that people just don't think about.
Right.
That, talking to somebody like this, we can help you with. And then, are you going to sell the house? Are you going to list it? Or are you
Do you
going to retain
recommend
it?
that to people to sell? Do you recommend that they sell if they're going through
it really depends. It depends on the situation. Many times they want to stay in place for the children, but again, we want to make sure that if they're staying in place, if the house spouse is maintaining that house for the children, one thing a lot of people don't know is that the taxes have changed for alimony. So from 2019 to 2025, now the spouse paying alimony is going to be taxed on that money. So now they have to give the house spouse more money. Is that going to be financially viable? Are they going to be able to do that? What is the condition of the house?
It's so much to think
Right.
about.
Do we know if that? When is the last time you inspected your house? I've lived in my home 26 years. I haven't done a home inspection since I bought the house. Do I know that my house is insurable? Have I done a clue report? There's so many things that now you're going to take over this enormous expense. And then what happens if all of a sudden there's a problem with the roof? There's a problem with the foundation.
Right.
How many insurance claims have you had? Is the house still insurable? Does your spouse have life insurance? Is there a guarantee that life insurance is going to continue? That's what I'm saying. There's a lot.
I'm like, there's so much. And Mimi, something else that you help with, not only these big life transitions, but just people buying the house. You think all I got to do is be in the house, but there are other things you need, right?
This is part of the whole service.
We like to talk about how we are full service and how we really can offer a concierge service. And with concierge, we listen to our clients and see what their needs are and how we can help them just be a touch more stress-free during whatever the life change is. And so whether it's recommending movers, painters, landscapers, any type of vendor, we'll even coordinate those vendors.
Dog sitters.
Yeah, we have a robust list of, vendors that are amazing and that we've worked with, and they're all, licensed and we're confident that they will be able to help all of our clients. So it's not just the buying and the selling, it's the entire
lot more.
process. It's soup to nuts.
Well, and
Yes,
even
before
after
you get started.
Well, and even after. So we had a transaction that the three of us actually worked on
Yes.
together in different capacities. I happened to have the buyer. I sold them the house. They were coming from the West Coast. Carrie did the loan on it. And then after the fact, Mimi brought in her contractor and interfaced with the buyer who was still on the West Coast
Right.
and helped with the renovation of the house until they moved here.
So I was really boots on the ground, really coordinating everything, helping pick out things, running around to local places and, Skyping with her to get her approval. But she was confident in all of our abilities, and they're very happy.
It's a very stressful time. It's all one here. You can
We're
get
here to make it
everything
less
done.
One-stop
stressful,
shop.
for sure.
Yeah, oh,
that's
for
what we wanna
sure.
do.
And with our deal of the day, as Carrie mentioned, if you'd like more information about buying a new home or refinancing, all you have to do is call 833-MTG-LINK, or you can visit mtglink.com and get that deal of the day. Thank you all so much for being here.
Thank you.